universal, high income, and the new monthly checks for virtually everyone. Does that sound pretty nice? Yeah, I agree with you, and exactly why I'm going to focus on it here in the video. Let's get into it and talk about what's going on. First off, can I ask a huge favor of you? Please make sure to like the video with the big thumbs up button right down below. Thank you so much, really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe to the channel as well with the big subscribe button down below. Thank you so much, really appreciate your support, and let's get into it and talk about it. Now, first off, if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for a while now, or if you've been watching anything out there as of recently, you probably heard the talk about Universal Basic Income, UBI, or the hundreds of GBI, Guaranteed Basic Income programs that are going on all across the country right now. These are in fact happening all over the country, sending out no strings attached payments to people all across the country who are low income. However, there's this new one now, which is Universal High Income. So I guess if we could take our pick, Universal Basic Income, Guaranteed Basic Income, or Universal High Income, I guess I'm probably going to lean toward Universal High Income. Why? It sounds a lot better. I mean, the other ones, yeah, those ones help out, and the payments are usually $500 to maybe $1,000, but Universal High Income, I'm thinking that's going to be significantly higher, right? Yeah, exactly. Well, let me explain the situation here. Now, first off, why would they implement all of these different programs, and why do they have all of these guaranteed basic income programs going on all across the country? A variety of reasons. First off, financially, most people are struggling. I mean, I don't think that's any surprise to anybody right now. The last few years have been brutal on the finances of the vast majority of people, huge percentage of the population because of massive inflation and things like that. Again, I don't need to tell you all that. I don't need to explain it. You know what's going on. You're seeing your finances, right? This is a major problem, but they've been implementing many of these guaranteed basic income programs all across the country on the city level, the county level, the local level, the state level. They're all over the place. You can look it up. I've talked about it before in other videos. These are very, very popular. But there's also universal basic income, which has been introduced but is not implemented here in the United States yet. But there are a state or two out there that are actually going to be voting on it this year. But anyway, very interesting what's going on here when it comes down to these other, basically monthly check programs. But when it comes down to universal high income, basically it says this much, is that in a matter of a time here, it's not going to be that much longer, we're seeing massive developments in technology, right? We're seeing all of these different technological changes and advancements. We're seeing very sophisticated computers. We're seeing AI and all these other things out there that are going on that are replacing jobs of humans, right? I mean, we're starting to see this, and it's only going to get worse and worse, where we're going to start to see millions, tens of millions of Americans and people out of work because their job was replaced by a computer, a robot, a sophisticated machine, or something along these lines. So this is where people are coming out suggesting we need to establish a universal high income. Universal basic income wouldn't cut it anymore. Reason being is generally a universal basic income encompasses something along the lines of about maybe $1,000, maybe $1,200 a month, something like that. That is not a high income. I mean, here's the thing. $1,000 a month is $12,000 a year. That's not much to live on, right, for a vast majority of people. $1,200 a month is $14,400 a year. Not much better, right? It's still not that high. But here's the problem. So why they want to establish this universal high income is because basically jobs are being replaced. So if that's going to be the case, they want to establish it with a universal high income, which would basically establish a new income floor for that individual that may be out of a job, may be out of work, may be out of, financial assistance due to no longer being able to conduct the work that they once did because it's been replaced. Does that kind of make sense? So the whole idea of this universal high income would be basically establish the equivalent of somebody's income, okay? Now, this is all over the board, but what would they establish as a high income? Again, it's hard to say because this is all over the place, but it looks like a floor of anywhere between a minimum of about $30,000 to $40,000 a year. Not bad, right? And again, that still depends on how you look at it. For some people, that's a very high income. For some people, that's a very low income, but it's all relative, right? But here's the thing. Compared to, say, $1,000 or $1,200 a month, something like that, and maybe $12,000 or $14,000 a year, I mean, $30,000 to $40,000 a year would be significantly more, right? Now we'd be going from, say, $1,000 a month to, say, like $3,000 or, roughly thereabout. that'd be significantly more. Now, that is something that somebody could actually live on. Don't get me wrong, it'd still be probably pretty difficult for a lot of people to still live on that, to pay rent and, car payments and insurance and medical bills and food and clothes and utilities and all the other things that we're paying right now at significantly higher prices because of inflation. But at the end of the day, it's certainly better than $1,000 or something like that. So that's exactly what is being suggested, is that because of the implementation of sophisticated technology, AI, all of these things like this, is basically we need to have this replacement of a high income established and in place in the event that these jobs are being replaced and people are out of work and stuff like that. They have something to lean back on that is equivalent to relatively, a stable job, something like that, right? Just as like a stipend for somebody until they can basically get something else longer term in place. Does that make sense? Now, obviously, they have things like unemployment benefits, but is that supposed to replace your income? Not even close. In fact, the vast majority of unemployment programs across the country replace only about 40% of somebody's income. That's not very much, right? If somebody's earning, say, $1,000 a month from their job, that means they're only going to get $400 on unemployment. That's rough. That's really, really rough. So that's a huge, huge difference for the most people out there, okay? So that's the whole idea behind this. Now, obviously, right now, they're still working on a variety of different ideas on how they would want to implement something like this, but there's also legislation out there, and you heard me talk about this before on other videos, if you've been watching the videos here for a while now, but there's legislation out there to establish basically a nationwide guaranteed basic income program for anybody with an income under $75,000 a year as an individual or $150,000 a year as a married couple. There's legislation out there. They want to do exactly that for these exact reasons as well. Now, a $75,000 a month in annual income, or $150,000 as a married couple, that's a very high income threshold, in my opinion, to establish this. But the point is, they have the legislation out there, and they want to do something like this, at least put the framework in place and have all of this established so that in the event that all of a sudden, whoa, look out, things are being replaced rapidly here and the economy is changing rapidly, as in the takeover of the machines, the takeover of all the robots, and all of this is happening very fast. At least they would have the infrastructure in place to get it done relatively quickly, rather than being like, we haven't done anything, and here we are. We have all these tens of millions of people out of jobs. We have all these people that are looking for financial assistance, and unemployment benefits, definitely don't cut it. Never have, they never will. But now all of a sudden they have this floor in place with this universal high income, right? Does it kind of make sense, right? And here's the thing as well. It's only going to be a matter of time. I think we all know better than to think, it's only a matter of time, literally, until we start to see this major change in the economy and a lot of people that are basically out of a job, out of work. And here we go, because we have gone to automation, right? Automation is replacing humans, and then they can just replace the jobs of multiple different people simultaneously, and they can do the work instantly, more efficiently, and they can work 24/7, 365, whereas a human cannot, right? Makes sense? So this is a major situation, a major shift that we are seeing in our economy, and it's only going to become exacerbated as we continue to move forward into the future. It's just going to get worse and worse, or better and better, however you look at it, right? There's always two sides to every coin, right? Worse or worse, or better or better. It doesn't really matter, but it's going to be doing one of those. And we're going to see some massive shifts here. So I don't know, but we'll have to continue watching all this very closely. And again, I will continue bringing this to your attention, but as of right now, they still have, yes, the guaranteed basic income programs. These are all over the country. They continue to pop up, all of these different states and cities and local levels and counties, and all of these different areas continue to pop these programs up. These are very popular, and they continue to be very popular, and they continue to be very effective from what they are finding. And that's just what they're finding, is that, wow, the people's livelihoods are getting better when they get these stipends. Really? Never would have saw that one coming. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? But that's what they're doing with these, is they're studying it, and they're using this information to figure out, does a universal basic income or a guaranteed basic income program actually work across the country? And the findings are, yeah, absolutely they work. So anyway, it's pretty exciting to see all this happening, but at the same time, it's also kind of weird because this whole economy is changing very rapidly, and this is what they want to establish. So anyway, I will certainly continue to keep you posted on this as I get more information, but very interesting to see this one popping up as well. And there's a bunch of them that are out there. So I'll continue to watch it. Of course, I'll bring you any new information that I find on this. So again, if you have not done so, please make sure to subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Like the video. Again, thumbs up button right down below. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. Otherwise, check out the other videos here on the channel. Nearly 5,000 videos in the video library. Down below in the description at the top of the comment section, I've hand-selected some very popular videos for you there. Check out those as well. Good videos there. Otherwise, right now showing up on your screen, you'll see some videos. Check out those. And again, until next time, please have a nice day. I just want to do what I can to bring you all the information as I'm finding it. A lot of weird stuff that's happening right now, but I don't think there's any surprise. Ever since 2020 or so, things have been changing very rapidly, and we're getting a lot of different things we've never seen before. So maybe 2020, I don't know, maybe it wasn't such a bad thing after all, even though a lot of things have changed massively since then. Anyway, I'll keep you posted again. Please have a nice day, enjoy, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.